For a full year, everybody in the restaurant's like, Peter, make sure you order more wings this time.
We had 900 plates, and we ran out of plates.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Destination Saratoga All Access Podcast, brought to you by Discover Saratoga. Here is your host, Mackenzie Zarzicki.
This podcast takes you behind the scenes with the people shaping Saratoga County's vibrant culture, rich history, and thriving community. This episode is sponsored by Julie & Co. Welcome back to the Destination Saratoga All Access Podcast. I'm your host, Mackenzie, and today we're diving into the story behind two of Saratoga's most talked about restaurants, Seneca and Rhea. Today I'm joined by chef and owner Shelly Spain and executive chef Pete Hahm. Shelly and her husband Mike opened Seneca back in 2019, bringing a wood-fired, modern American dining experience to downtown Saratoga. Then, in 2022, they launched Rhea on Broadway, which is a vibrant, globally inspired concept born out of the pandemic pop-up that quickly became a local favorite. From creative noodle dishes to unforgettable small plates, Rhea has continued to push the boundaries, and this year, they took home the title of Wildest Wing at Discover Saratoga's Saratoga Wing Off. Today, we'll talk about the inspiration behind both restaurants, the collaboration between Shelly and Pete, and what guests can look forward to in the future. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Destination Saratoga All Access Podcast. I am here today with Shelly and Pete from Seneca Restaurant and Rhea. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I'm very excited. So I feel like we should just start with the award.
Okay.
Congratulations on winning Wildest Wing at Saratoga Wing Off this year.
Thank you so much. We have the trophy here too, so
yes.
hold it up for the fans. You know.
A very beautiful trophy we've got. Tell me, what was that like? How did you come up with the idea for the wing?
The real question is, how many times did you have to perfect for the wing sauce?
Oh,
how many times did you make
Yeah,
that
let's
sauce?
talk about the wing. What was the wing? Where'd the idea come from?
I mean, how many
Wing
different
sauce?
variations did we try?
Yeah, right. So the sauce for the wing is a char siu, which recipe that I made years ago that I've used in the past, and it reminds me of getting char siu pork when we get Chinese takeout as a family growing up.
Yeah.
What's unique about it is that it's sweet and savory. At first, your taste buds don't know how to react because you're like, okay, you get the sweet up front, but then there's a savoriness to it. There's a lot of Chinese 5 spice in there. So you're like, I don't know, my brain's kind of trying to figure it out. And that's what we love. I mean, you're eating something not just to nourish, but you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's why we won Wildest Wing. Because we don't even know what went in it.
Right.
Just so many
It's
ingredients.
so fitting.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, the sauce traditionally making char siu, and that's what makes the pork bright red is from that sauce. Or that marinade.
Now I know what you're talking about.
So a lot of times, most places, they use red food coloring, which I've always been like, how do we make it our own? How do we make it unique? So we use a lot of cherry.
I mean, who doesn't love a good Shirley Temple?
Yeah, right.
That's
so
your inspiration.
It adds that. It adds the sweetness element that you're looking for, and it also, when you blend it all together and you marinate or sauce, that's where that red color comes through, and then it makes me feel happy because we're doing it in an organic way instead of just let's add
no red
food number 40 or what have you. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So it seems like a lot of time and thought go into this. You're not just grabbing some frozen chicken wings, throwing some buffalo sauce and serving them.
When we do events like this, I mean, obviously the most important thing is for the cause, what is the event being put on for? But as chefs, we're like warriors. This is a competition, and
how do we stand out?
Right.
Love that.
I would be lying if I said we don't factor in the importance when it's a competition. We kind of try to push the boundaries to see, what can we do as a team, as chefs. And it's fun when you make something and you see that reaction from a guest or someone in line of they got it. We want you to feel that, and we want you to be like, hey.
Well, Wingfest
Where
has
are we
that
going to dinner
energy
tonight?
to begin with.
Right,
I mean,
yes.
the turnout every year just gets larger and larger.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've run out of wings we've done it 3 years now. I've run out of wings all 3 years.
Maybe next year is going to be our year. We won't run out.
I'm talking
So challenge accepted, people.
Yeah,
Show up, right?
For a full year, everybody in the restaurant's like, Peter, make sure you order more wings this time.
think
And I
we
did
had-
to a point where I was like, what are we going to do with all the
Oh
leftover
my God,
wings?
and you still ran out.
I ran across town twice
I was
to get
told
more.
that we had 900 plates and we
Yeah.
ran out of plates.
Yeah.
So,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
We're
so
We're plating
I mean,
on like
there were
deli,
a lot of wings.
cork
So
container
how
lids.
many
It was
wings,
fine.
if you had to put a number on it, how many wings do you
Close
think you
to
went through?
1,300.
Wow.
For little Rhea, that's huge. She's something like a
amazing.
Druthers or a
Rhea's
big
mighty.
place.
She's mighty.
Well, yeah,
Love
yes.
Small but
mighty
mighty.
is the fist.
Yes.
Right?
I love this. And I feel like Seneca and Rhea are really the heart of what Saratoga is, right? We have all
That's
of
beautiful.
these local mom and pop restaurants.
Yeah.
We are not flooded with chains. There's nothing wrong with chains, but you can feel it. You can feel the passion that you put into it. We feel that when we put on these events, the participants come out in full force and you guys own it and you love it. It's not like you said, just let's put something out and see what sticks. It's the passion behind it. And that's what makes Saratoga truly so special. So kudos to you guys. Now, here's a quick message from our sponsor. If you're ready to live in a vibrant downtown full of arts, activities, shopping, fine dining, and world-class thoroughbred racing, or you're drawn to the Adirondack Park with its lakes, trails, festivals, and restaurants, it's time to call Julie & Co. Realty, LLC, your hometown brokerage with local experts. Julie & Co. Realty, LLC gives you the insider's advantage on what's available in Saratoga Springs, the Capital Region, and the Adirondack Park. And with realtors who specialize in lakefront properties, second homes, historic homes, land and commercial listings, they have the premier agent you need to help you buy or sell with confidence. For more information, visit juliecorealty.com. Shelly,
Yes.
let's chat with you. So you are a chef and you are also owner of Seneca Restaurant in Rhea with your husband, Mike. Mm-hmm. How did you guys meet? How did you become a chef? I want to hear your story.
Mike and I met in Connecticut back in 2008 in Ridgefield, Connecticut at a restaurant called The Elms.
Okay.
And then, gosh, fast forward to now. So we've been together forever, 2 kids later, married, the whole kit and caboodle. He moved up here in 2011, and then I graduated school in 2012. Shout out CIA grads, right?
Let's go.
Yay.
And then we, started working around restaurants around here. That's actually how we both met Peter. We all worked at Sperry's together back in 2012, 2013.
2012.
12. Because I graduated in
Yep.
2012. So 2012, we met Pete. The rest is history, right? 3
I
restaurants
love it.
later and everything else. We all worked.
Love
so
it.
Sperry's, we worked together. We all worked together in Druthers. And then actually Mike and Pete opened up Druthers Albany. We've always all collaborated well. I mean, we all kind of have the same sense of humor. If we're not talking about food, we're all quoting movies. We
Love
happen
it.
to have seen like all the same movies, but
Favorite movie?
of all time.
Yeah.
Tell them what's our connection.
Oh, True Romance.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm not saying it's my favorite movie of
Okay.
all time, but top 3 easily.
We
Okay.
always quote movies, and
Yeah.
the people in the kitchen or the restaurant that are down. When you quote something and like they know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
I
or,
love
like,
that.
Sometimes I'm like, there are a bunch of young kids in here. They don't know what
Oh, and it's
Billy
like
Madison
Concord.
is or something, right?
God, right. Happy
Yeah, I
Gilmore.
Happy
refuse to
Gilmore
believe.
too?
I
Yeah.
refuse to believe that I'm old because I say things now and people are like, "I don't know what that is," and I'm like, "No, I haven't hit that point in my life yet where like I'm the old one in the room." I refuse to believe.
I
it.
think I'm the old one in the room.
Oh,
When were you?
I don't wanna
What year
think.
were you born?
88, best
88.
Oh,
year.
we were all born in 88.
Best
Yes.
Best.
I don't feel so old now.
No,
The
see,
cool kids, the
exactly.
millennials.
Yeah.
See, we're
Yes.
not old.
Love
we're not
it.
old.
I love it. Okay, so you and Mike opened Seneca in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rhea a few years later. What inspired those 2 unique concepts? Because the restaurants are very different.
Great question.
So, for Mike's, and I'm so sorry, I call him Spain. So I'm really going to try not to call him Spain and call
You can
him
call
Mike.
him Spain.
But it's just what I do. So for Mike's 30th birthday, we went to Vegas because Jose Andres opened up Bizarre Meats, and Mike was really into it and like wanted to check it out. So we went to this restaurant, and I'll never forget the experience of walking in and just live fire. And if you've been to Seneca and you see our grill works, it was a different company, but they had like 3 of those lined up, and there was
Yeah.
like 6 chefs just manning this open fire, and the wheels were turning and things were hanging, and
That's so
Mike
cool.
and I, we've always had dreams and aspirations to own our own place at the time, but we didn't know like what was Saratoga missing, because I mean, again, this was 6 years ago. It felt like everything was still here 6 years ago, even
Yeah.
though more things have opened. And that's when we were sitting there and we're eating this meal and we're like, this is like, there's steakhouses, but there's no steakhouse like this. No one's, controlling fire. And then we got back here and we took it seriously and
That's so cool.
Yeah, everything
Oh,
fell
I
in
love
place. And
Seneca.
thank you. Yeah.
The Parker rolls. Got to figure out a way to make them gluten-free because I miss them. They are in my top 5 of things that I miss since becoming celiac.
I will try
yeah.
it. I will try it.
And the jerk chicken, we talked about that. You said that was your original recipe.
Yes,
Oh,
that's my
also
baby.
one of my favorite things.
And pierogies. I got it.
Oh,
Sorry,
pierogies.
not a gluten-free item as well.
All my favorite things. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Ray is my gluten-free spot. So
Love that.
we'll talk about that. So of your menu now, what is your favorite or most unique dish on the Seneca menu?
The pierogies are my favorite just because it's a tribute to like my family and everything I used to do with my babci and my mom and everything.
So you're
like,
Polish.
I am.
My husband's side's Polish. My father's side is Czechoslovakian. So we've eaten a lot of Polish, Czech food.
Cabbage,
Yes,
for sure.
Klumpkies.
Oh, I love gołąbki.
Just made some- yeah,
See,
I
we
just
just
made them
did
the other
that
day.
for the Touch by an Angel.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That was the casino, right?
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
Yum.
Rhea just made an Asian version of gołąbki.
Oh, I love that. I'll have to
Yeah.
try that.
Actually,
Turn
a
that
lot of
down.
people are like, "Is this on the menu?" So we were like, maybe it should be. Yeah.
You don't
That's
get
what
that
we
kind.
want.
See, that's what Saratoga's missing. I feel like we don't have Polish food other than the
I
pierogies.
talk about it all the time about opening up a Polish deli, like just a storefront though. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I know the demand's there, but is it there? Like,
Yeah.
how many people are going to walk in and buy pierogies and gołąbki
try
that
another
they have
pop-up,
to? Oh,
right?
no, the pierogi shop was.
So how did?
Well, to segue back, we opened up Seneca in 2019, in August to be exact. And then in March of 2020, we all know the dreaded,
COVID.
world shutdown. And Mike and I were sitting there, after 2 weeks of just shutting down. We're like, what are we going to do? Well, because our food was never meant to travel. It wasn't,
Yeah.
So we kind of were sitting there and thinking, we're like, well, what food travels well and how can we adapt? Because as Mike so eloquently put it to me, adapt or die. He's like, we have to figure something out, Michelle.
Yeah.
And that's how Rhea was born. We were like, obviously Chinese food travels well. So we're like, okay, well, there's a bunch of Chinese restaurants. So we don't want to, just do the same old thing. And that's when we did the Noodle House. And
Love it.
it was such a success. And we had
Love
great
it.
feedback. And then we did it even after dining was open. We did a couple more pop-ups, and that's when we started to get serious about this because we were like,
love it.
this is not here in Saratoga. And
No.
it gave us an opportunity to, at least in our minds, contribute another form of cuisine and another form of technique that was missing to an area that's already very vibrant and full of, competition and food and flavors and everything.
Yeah. So Pete, how did you pick the menu, or how did the menu at Rhea come about?
Working for Michelle and Mike for as long as I have, and especially now, is that they're chefs too. And sometimes you work at a restaurant and the owners have never worked in a restaurant before. It's a collaborative effort where you get great ideas from Michelle, from Mike Spain, from myself. We try to encourage cooks in the kitchen to come up with ideas and nurture their process as well. It's a lot of dishes, and when we change a menu, we change it, we try to do every season. From a creative standpoint, you don't want to just do the same thing every day and never change. Your untouchables on the menu, if you will, the dishes that we don't take this off. What's great about Rhea is that when we change a menu, we change almost 65% of the menu. We'll do up to 15 different new dishes, and being a small place, that's huge.
Yeah.
So it goes with, there's a really good quote that I like is, you're rewarded in public for all the hard work you do in private.
Yes.
And so everyone sees these new plates and new flavors, but it's everything that goes into it, from recipe development to typing recipes to updating allergy charts to printing recipes, putting them in new binder, training staff, going over the new dishes on every station and doing it over and over and over, and then it's new things to master. So.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's global fusion for ingredients and techniques.
Yeah.
I think it's just important, and this is probably why we all jive and vibe so well, is because we're all looking to set the bar really high, and then how do we get everything around us to be incorporated in
Yeah.
it. You know, we don't want to just be put in one box, I
Yeah.
guess is what I'm trying to say. Whether it's a cuisine type or a technique type. Seneca has that wood-fired grill, and it's like we try to incorporate at Seneca every single dish that goes out has some aspect off that grill. Whether it's the tomatoes we roasted for the sauce, the eggplants we bury in the coal at night, or the piece of steak
cool.
or meat, that we're grilling to put on the steak. So
Yeah.
it's like, and then Rhea, has the same concept. Like we're always just trying to find that unique and then put it everywhere we can. But also
love that.
saying.
I love that. So you talked about your allergy menu, and I have to bring it up because I talk a lot about my gluten allergy.
Yeah.
And it can be a challenge for people with allergies to go out and eat and
Of
find
course.
things that are not only safe but delicious. When I went to Rhea, Vivian, your general manager, was spectacular. She
Shout out, Viv.
pretty much seated me and waited on me and told me everything that was healthy and all the substitutions I could make. The hangover noodles were fantastic. Loved them. Can you talk about what goes into this and the precautions that you take for people with food allergies?
We try to inform our staff and give them as much information as they can. So when they show up, it's not, I don't know what you can have. And then it's an awkward, between the server, between the kitchen,
Yeah.
or God forbid, there's like an accident where you say yes when it should be no.
Yeah.
And, I know Pete puts a lot of effort into the charts he was saying over at Rhea, where
Yeah.
it's like,
All
you
the
just
staff.
look at the chart and it's like,
Yeah.
yes
it's
or
a
no.
grid, and it's very easy to read and understand. All the staff has it, from the host to the bar team to the servers. I have a copy in the kitchen, and you find, like, when you go out to dinner, if your server's confident, whether they're selling you on a special
Yeah.
or tell me about this item on the menu, or allergies of, hey, is this gluten-free? Like, let me go check with the chef. I'll be right back. Like, you're not going to be very confident ordering that dish if it's like they don't know,
Yeah.
so you're dealing with people's health here. So
Yeah.
it's nice when they have their own copy, they could be like, yep, you're getting the hangover noodles. All we got to do is take off the crushed wontons on top and you're all set,
that's
or
great.
hey, we might just have to substitute a different sauce or
Yeah.
sub something out and you're good to go. And then the customer feels confident of like, okay, I'm not going to get killed here.
Yeah.
I'm going to, get this gluten-free item and everything's going to
Yes.
be great. So, we always tell guests that are a little apprehensive with allergies of like, hey, the water's warm, come on in, we're going to take care of you. We take this very seriously. Every dish has been methodically thought out, from, an idea to recipe testing, running it as a special, getting feedback. And, like sometimes when we build the menu it's a collection of ideas.
Yeah.
We kind of start it in a very raw, organic sense of like, hey, what would be really cool? And so we kind of run with those ideas, and then those ideas become reality. And we build the dish. Most of the time we run it as a special, see how it does. But that's where we kind of like start with these very raw, organic ideas. And then when we whittle it down to like we're getting close to our first menu draft, like that's where the ideas tighten up and become
Yeah.
dishes. And that's where, oh, geez, you know
That's
what?
where the chart comes from.
Yeah, or like,
You
hey,
can
we don't
start
have
writing
a
it.
whole lot of gluten-free
Exactly.
options this menu. Maybe we got to call an audible real quick and add a new dish, or like, hey, there's like no sesame-free items here. So we tweak and we adjust to try to make everybody happy.
And I'm going to look at you, viewers. If you guys give us more time, we can modify things so you can actually get what you want. It's just a little hard when people show up, especially with like a allergy such as garlic or onions or soy, and you're going into Rhea,
Yeah.
GGS. Those are like our staples. So the more time and information you give us, we would love the challenge. We would love to make you happy, because that's why we're here, right? To make the
Yeah.
customer happy and give them what they want. So
I love
we
that.
do what we best, on the fly. But if you ever write an email or give us a call and just give us a heads up, like,
Yeah.
we will gladly, we'll look at it like a challenge,
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. It gives me such a sense of like comfort going in, knowing that I'm going to feel safe and taken care of. Not every place has that attention to detail. So I know I can always go to Rhea or Seneca and let the waiter know what my allergy is, and then I'm going to get a great meal.
Yeah,
I mean, you've given me a challenge. I'm going to go make gluten-free Parker rolls.
Yes.
I can't promise that they're going to be as good as the original
I know.
ones.
Bread is a tough one.
It is. I mean, the gluten-free flour's out there. Like
Yeah.
Bob's is like one of the best ones. But, oh, and I have to just put this in real quick. holiday season's coming up. Parker House rolls. Get your orders in early.
Oh my
We
God,
will
love
sell
it.
out. Every year we sell out. So
Now, here's a quick message from our sponsor. Discover Saratoga membership puts your business in front of thousands through online listings, social media, print guides, referrals, and signature events like Chowderfest and Restaurant Week. Plus, you'll get insider access to convention calendars, networking opportunities, and marketing support year-round. Join the 500-plus local businesses already growing with Discover Saratoga. Visit discoversaratoga.org/membership to sign up today. And your bartender there is spectacular.
Nikki, they're all good. Paul, Drew,
who's
Nick.
the older guy with the glasses?
Nick.
Yes.
Nick, yeah.
Oh my God.
Another Sperry
we've known
alumni.
him.
Really?
Yeah,
I was
known
gonna say
him
he
way
looked
back
familiar.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he used to have like the bee's knees, I think was a drink, and then it wasn't there when we went that day. And so I was like talking to him. I was like, I really want this drink.
Oh, Nikki will
he
do
made
it.
it for me.
Of
and
course
I was
he
like,
will.
Yes, it was
Of
so
course he
great.
will, yeah.
So it's just great. It's so great, even if it's not on the menu. You guys are so accommodating. So
We try, I mean, hey,
Thank you.
That's how you keep people coming back, right?
yeah, I love it.
Rhea just started happy hour,
Ooh,
and
yay.
yeah, so we have our happy hour 4:30 to 6, Wednesday through Friday, right? And
and then
it's
Sundays
and then
all day.
Sundays all day happy hour
Oh,
at the
love
bar.
that.
Yep. And then our food item, there's the drink specials and everything, and then our food item is one bao bun and a ramen for $15.
Yep.
That's amazing.
That's a steal.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a steal.
That's a
So
steal.
you get to
That is
go
not
in,
a
you get to, and then
My guys
we
at
have our
ramen station are like, you serious?
and then you can have your sake bombs, and we have the hot sake,
Yes.
so
my
all the
gosh.
stuff to keep you
4:30
warm.
to 6.
4:30 to
I'm
6,
gonna
yeah.
have to tell Jesse we're going there.
And then we
tonight. Going to the
also
Rocky Horror
started
Show.
our
Oh,
ramen
beautiful.
club. I don't know if you know about this.
No, but I love it.
Yeah, so it's our ramen club. So we call
this.
it our Rhea Passport. And what you do is you buy one, it's $20, and then you become part of the club.
Love it.
Every time you order a ramen, you get a stamp. You also get $2 off your ramen every time you order.
Ooh.
And then it has like perks. So after a certain amount of ramens, you get a free app.
5
Serve-
stamps, free app.
Mm-hmm.
10 stamps, free ramen. 20 stamps, $50 gift card.
You filled the book. Yeah.
I love it.
So we're, we're just trying to
Oh my God, that's so great.
get
100
everyone to.
stamps, you own 10% of Rhea.
He can't say that. He don't. That's not true.
For the ramen, can you get rice noodles?
Yes.
Of
And the ramen?
course.
Absolutely.
The amount of
Absolutely.
modifications we get for ramen in our noodle dishes is like it's so insane that it's become normal place that it's just every
love
ticket has
it.
red modifiers. Our crew does an exceptional job of meeting those.
Well, that's yours. You're
Oh,
part
thank
of the
you.
club.
I'm
Yeah.
probably going to go there tonight, so I need this. So
Oh, love it.
get
Love
your
it.
ramen passport at Rhea. So the Saratoga dining scene, we talked about it. It's evolving. There are a bajillion cuisines out there. How do you guys stay relevant? How do you differentiate yourself?
I think, what did we say? We learn the rules, we respect the rules, and then we break them. One of our favorite things to do is sit down, have a couple of adult beverages, put
Love
the kids
it.
to bed, have a couple adult beverages, and then we just collab. And we call them menu sessions.
That's so
And we
fun.
sit down on the couch. We have sometimes we have like Chopped or like Mind of a Chef or something like in the background. Other times it's Happy Gilmore or something
Yeah,
random.
yeah.
So great.
And then
Never
we
distracts
just,
either.
Yeah. And then we just kind of collaborate. And I think
it.
that's also what makes us as a team unique and successful is everyone sure can do things on their own, but then it's like, what if you take your idea and then you match it with someone else's and now
Yeah.
you have this
3 minds are better than
monster
one.
idea, right?
If you ever need
And
a
it is.
taste tester, call
Yeah.
me.
Always.
Well,
Down.
that's how I became close with the Spains too. Is
Taste
it was-
testing.
Well, it was that. How do I explain it? You work in this building for long hours. You're away from home. It's a job. It's work. So when you find someone that's on that same wavelength,
Yeah.
whether it's cooking ability, like, hey, I need this brunoise, and they know what brunoise means.
I do
or
not.
similar experience.
tiny cups.
Yeah, right. But I think how we gravitated to each other is that, we talking about the, menu development, nights. And when we would go out to dinner, it's a lot of that of like, hey, we're not going to just like, you want to split an app and then 3 of us get our own entree. It was like, let's all share. Let's all.
Oh, that's the rule. You
like,
can't come to dinner
you know,
if you're not willing to let me put my fork
and
on
not
your
only-
plate.
Yeah, not only is it's sharing, but
We're
then,
family.
but then
Love that.
the ideas come from that of like, ooh, I love that this place did this, and what
Yeah.
if we took that and we did this and made our own dish at at Rhea or whatever restaurant we were at the time, and so it becomes like you're with people that are passionate like you, that speak the same talk, that have that experience,
I love
that
that.
it's easy to kind of collaborate and work together. And that's the beautiful thing about Rhea. I hate the word fusion because I think it puts like a specific thing in people's minds, and Rhea isn't always a specific thing. I mean, it could be Asian culture and ingredients mixed with, Italian. We have a cacio pepe ramen under our noodle section. So
Or our
we have
birria
two
ramen.
different
I mean,
cultures and cuisines
yeah.
coming together.
That's
and
cool.
That's what's really fun about Rhea,
I love
think.
that.
It's,
So you wouldn't call it a fusion. You would call it an Asian.
It's globally inspired.
Yeah.
I would
Globally
say
inspired.
globally
I
inspired.
love that.
Yeah.
So you talked about going out together and eating and getting ideas. As a chef,
I have to say that's before kids.
yeah.
Now
know,
we have to
right?
schedule that far. in
seriously,
Dino
advance.
nuggets are
It's like
awesome.
life before kids and
Yeah.
life with
Oh,
kids. They're like
gosh.
two different. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But as a chef, you go out to eat. Is it hard to eat other people's food? Is it like, and do you judge what you're eating, or can you enjoy your meal?
No, I mean, especially when the company is good, right? But I don't think I think it's ignorant if you go out and sit down and you can't enjoy other people's, passion and and I also think it kind of makes you an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Well, let's think into the competition. Like,
yeah,
I could make that better.
Don't get me wrong. Obviously, competition's important and it's natural, but I mean, sometimes sure, you sit down, you get a disappointing meal. It happens. We're all human, right? People make mistakes, but I think what's important is that you see what you're eating, and sure, you can think in your head automatically, like the good ones go, oh, if this was me, I would have done this. And maybe that would
Yeah.
inspires you to do your next special
Yeah.
or your next menu
Yeah.
item, But no, I mean, Saratoga, at least, I'll just speak for Saratoga, or really anywhere I go out, there's always something to find to enjoy.
Yeah.
Whether it was the drinks, the food, the service, the atmosphere,
Totally.
I mean, nowadays everything's so expensive,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, it's really easy to get disappointed because you have a good time and then you get this
it's
bill
like
and you're
hard-earned
like,
money,
Good point.
right?
holy
You're like,
heck,
Was
so
this
it's
worth
like,
it? Yeah.
yeah, so I think that's why it's very important, to, as a whole, and this going back to how do you set up and make yourself different and stand out, you need to deliver from the minute that person gets in the
Yeah.
door. Like, obviously your place needs to be clean. Your place needs to be fun. The energy needs to be high. Your server needs to be on it. The kitchen needs to be on it.
Yeah.
Your drinks need to be accurate and come in a timely fashion. Because
On a Wednesday. Doing that every day at a high level is, I think, the hardest part.
Yeah.
You're sick, you're sad, you're depressed, you're angry, your car broke down. You still got to.
none of those vibes are at our
Right.
place.
But I mean, it's like even
Yeah.
when you're down, you
It's
still got to
fast-paced.
come
You gotta
in
be on.
and do a job, and you're doing a job where your main goal is pleasing other people.
Yeah.
So that's the hard
Self-satisfaction.
part. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just started watching The Bear. I'm only like 2 episodes in.
Okay.
Is kitchen life like that, or is that a total drama?
I think anything is embellished. My
On TV,
dad
right?
was a doctor, and when we were kids, we would always ask him, Dad, are any doctor shows like really
Real,
being
right?
a hospital? And
Like ER.
yeah, he said actually Scrubs was the one that was the most accurate, which is kind of funny.
Funny, right?
But yeah, maybe they start off with the right idea or the right intentions. Kitchen culture is like a lot of times way behind of society.
I
of
thought
like,
the first season was. I'll be
Right,
honest.
right,
I
right.
stopped watching like halfway through the second.
Yeah.
So
It's very
I can't
emotional.
well,
I feel like it's
Yeah,
not a movie or a show you can like relax. I'm like on the edge, like
yeah, it's
my God, everyone's
high
yelling.
drama,
Yeah, yeah.
very fast paced. The kitchens aren't really like that anymore.
Right,
They
right.
used to
Good,
be.
good.
Like when I first started cooking, it used to be, but now I feel like everyone's kind of
so you got a chill
taking a
environment.
step
Well, every
back.
season of The Bear or any show like that is like, we got to go bigger, bolder. Like, what
Yeah.
happens? A plane
Exactly.
crashed into the restaurant and we still got to serve sandwiches. Or,
Is that an
like,
episode?
I don't know.
Because that's
so
wild.
funny.
But it's like they always
Right?
have to up the ante, and then you're getting away from
Yeah, yeah.
that organic idea, I think.
So not
But
the
it's fun.
same.
I mean, the first, like I said, I only watched the first season. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and then I kind of just, I don't know, honestly, I had a 2 under 2 when the second season came
God
out.
bless
So
ya.
even if anything was on TV, was I really watching it? No,
Yeah.
probably not.
So
but,
funny.
yeah, I mean,
Aw.
I don't know. What's a good, like, is there, I can't really think of off
Good
the top of
cooking
my,
show.
I mean, I like cooking shows. Mind
What's your
of a
favorite
Chef.
cooking show?
Mind of a Chef is probably one of my favorite. All seasons, all of them.
Ooh.
Like
What station is that on?
It used to be on.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yes.
Is it Netflix?
I think it was PBS originally.
or maybe
I was gonna say-
originally, yeah.
I don't
But
have cable anymore.
I think, yeah. Does anyone?
Yeah, Mind of a
Sorry,
Chef is
Spectrum.
really
Does
cool.
anyone?
I know, right? Okay, Mind of a Chef.
I would say Mind of a Chef is pretty fun. I mean, Chopped is like
Yeah,
fun,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like I said, and that's why when we do like the menu sessions, it's kind of fun to have that in the background because
Yeah.
to go back to like other chefs and stuff, like you know, they put out this basket or they're doing this thing, and in your mind, you're automatically like, oh, I'm gonna make this, and then someone comes up with that, and you're like, that was a great idea. Or we're sitting there going, what a fool. Why would
Yeah.
you do that? Like,
Yeah,
you're not making a souffle in 20 minutes, you know?
In
so
sweatpants.
it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah. So it's
That's so fun.
So it is fun. But, I mean, there's a bunch
Well, it's just
of shows
hard.
now.
The environment is so, you know, you're behind closed doors, like quite literally. And I think food culture and restaurants and movies and shows has exploded, you know, since we first got in the industry. And now, like, chefs are rock stars. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think a lot of us got into it to be, you know, a rock star. It was like, I like food or I like pleasing people, and like shows like that, it's hard to like capture that because it's not sexy to have a show where every day the people on the show up and, you know, open a restaurant
same
and
thing.
start prepping. Is like,
Like,
it's
would
gotta
you
be,
watch
like,
me make Parker
I
House
know,
meals
right,
every
right.
morning?
I
'Cause,
nerdily
like-
love that stuff, you know, but
If
no
you
one wants
guys
to
were
watch
making
that.
like Billy Madison references and just like putzing around,
Oh,
that would
we're
be
funny, but
Yeah.
we're not censored. So, like, this is
Yeah,
us being
yeah,
on
yeah,
our best
right.
behavior.
I love it. No, I would
Half
watch
the
that.
stuff would be
Our show would
yeah.
definitely be on HBO.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
Late night.
I love that. No, that's so fun. We should do like a local version of Chopped where we get like restaurants together.
We
and
were
you guys like
talking
We were
about
in the
that.
hallway
How fun would
talking
that be?
about that. Yeah, we
We were
said that we
waiting
miss
outside.
that, and I know COVID changed everything, and then obviously the funding and stuff behind it. But
Yeah.
we were just saying how like we miss that competition in town, like
Yeah.
you know that competitive nature, and it's not just Wingfest, Chowderfest. You know, you give
Yeah.
us time to prepare. Like we could have spent all year thinking about this
Yeah.
and perfecting it. You know,
Yeah.
and then it takes a different type of like person and a different type of ability to be handed a basket, and
Right?
Just say, hey. Not
How
only do you
fun
got to
would
do it
that
under.
be?
Oh, I love it. Sign us up.
Oh,
We'll
like
be
a
there.
chef
Mike,
competition.
Mike will
Yeah.
fight both of us for that spot.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right,
God,
for
that'd be
sure.
so
So we
funny.
might have to have an
What
internal
if you guys?
chop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's do it.
He's final
Let's do
boss.
it.
you know.
We'll record it on video and put it out there and see how the three of you perform.
Yeah, I mean, we see the turnout every year with Chowderfest, Wingfest,
Yeah.
Chili Fest. I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
and I'm
people
like,
love it.
this is way too many wings. I don't know what I'm gonna. And it's like still ran out. You know,
It's
so
crazy.
it's
Yeah.
you see that the people are
They want
receptive
it.
to these live events. See what's behind the curtain. What's it like cooking? You
Yeah.
know, in a real restaurant. So.
We gotta
More
think of a
things
good
like
twist,
that,
though.
you know,
Yeah.
we
It
love.
It can't just be chopped. We got to think of a good twist. like
Yeah.
chopped.
Let's do
on a
it.
cruise ship. You know what I mean?
yeah, right, right.
Chopped with one arm.
Wearing
God.
roller skates, you know, yeah.
We got to come up with something fun for 26. I feel like
For sure.
It's just
Yes.
we have such a cool culinary scene. I have to double check, but I read somewhere that we have the most restaurants per capita, and we're so spoiled
Restaurant and
with
bars, yeah.
all of the cuisine types. Any given time, you could walk down Filer Street, you could walk down Broadway, you could pick this cuisine, you could pick this menu, you could get this drink, you could start somewhere with a drink and an appetizer and go somewhere else to eat dinner. Like we are so fortunate with everything here in Saratoga.
So many of those restaurants are on DoorDash.
Yeah.
So you don't, I mean, and again, I think it's kind of rude to judge a restaurant takeout, you know, when
Yeah,
you're, you know, especially if you're doing something like our oysters.
Different.
You still have that option.
love
Like
that.
if you don't feel like leaving the house, but you still want, you know, whatever type of cuisine.
Yeah.
You can open up an app and
That's
there's
so
I
nice.
mean, it really is. It's kind of interesting and spoiled. Yeah, we are
that.
spoiled.
There are so
yeah.
many
So
more
spoiled.
options now where, you know,
And that's another way to like stay relevant too. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw such a demand for takeout when we put like that's why we put Rhea on it. Like our in-house takeout was just getting huge, and we didn't have the service set up for delivery, but people
Yeah.
were asking all the time. You know,
Yeah.
and that's where it was like, okay, well, we can't do it personally, but that's where you reach out to the third party. And
So
and
nice,
we started
right?
with Melio first, you know, and we still have Melio, and then you know DoorDash was introduced as well because it's like give people what they want. Give them
Exactly.
the option.
That's so cool. So I'm going to ask you both the same question. For anyone visiting Saratoga for the first time, how would you describe Seneca Restaurant?
Seneca's a vibe, right?
Totally.
Like you walk in there, it's beautiful. Shout out to Sandra. You know, Sandra Fox was our designer, and she did a phenomenal job, like taking our ideas that we just, threw out there at her, and we really did. We sat down, we had like a vision board, and then she went out and executed our vision board and cleaned it up, obviously. Most importantly, we want you to feel like you got a deal. Like, I don't ever want you to leave Seneca and say, it was good, but it wasn't worth it. Whether it was the service, whether it was the food, so
Yeah.
I always try to say, everyone's like, is there a dress code? Is this? We're like, no, we're casual. Like, you walk in and it looks fancy with the mosaic tiles and the chandeliers and everything hanging, but it's like, at the end of the day, we just want to put out good food and good service. And Nicky, Nicky is so passionate about his cocktails. He's back there making his simple syrups every day. And like, he gets us, like, he'll get us pumpkins and he's like, you grill these pumpkins for me so I can do a cocktail with it and stuff. So I would describe Seneca as a work of art. It's a passion project.
I love
it. That every single person that walks in that door believes in that concept.
I love it. I think it was Belma on Broadway. I'm trying to think now. We didn't go to the track as much as we wanted this year, but my husband and I left and it was like 8 or 9 o'clock and we literally scored the last 2-person table at Seneca. I was like, we're never going to get anywhere to eat. Like, this is going to be bonkers. And I was like, oh, thank God. And we had the best meal. I think I had, is it a hanger steak? What is it? I think I had the hanger steak. And I was like, oh, it was awesome. It was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. It was great. Just walked in, got the last seat.
Love it.
Excellent experience.
Thank you.
All right, so for someone visiting Saratoga for the first time, how would you describe Rhea?
Ooh, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, how do I describe Rhea?
You got to start with the exterior because I think that the exterior of Rhea looks like nothing else.
Well, now, I mean, you've got 2 giant buildings to the left and to the right of us.
Yeah.
So we're the little shop in between, and sometimes people are confused. They don't know what Rhea is. We had a woman come in one time and ask if we were a laundromat, and I was like,
What?
Open your eyes. But
The
Rhea,
bar and the tables and chairs.
what I love about Rhea's physical space outside is the atmosphere and the food is like, what is this? You see, the wooden planks with, the Rhea logo up top, and you're like, what is that? Is it Rhea? Is it Rhea? What does that even mean? What is this place? Is it a laundromat? Like that lady was saying. But then you come in and you see all these beautiful hanging plants all around the restaurant, especially in the front. When I first came aboard, I was like, are these fake? And they're like, no, they're real. I'm like, who waters these things?
Yeah.
So you feel like you're walking into like a metropolis.
It's like a sanctuary.
The hanging gardens of Babylon
Yeah.
or something,
Kinda,
right? And
I mean, we
It's
wanted that
spectacular.
like fun, hip vibe, but also like relaxing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to take a beat, right? And you got to relax, but
Love
still
it.
have a good time. And I think
Yeah.
that was kind of, when we set out to do Rhea, it started off in our heads and as the pop-up as a noodle house. But as Rhea became her own thing, she evolved into her own person.
She's a she. I love it.
Yeah. And she's not a noodle house, she's globally inspired. She's everything. So it's
Love
like,
it.
when we were thinking of the decor and how it's going to look, it's like, we don't want someone to walk in and be like, oh, I know what that is because there's tablecloth. This is fine dining. Or
Yeah.
I know what that is. Like, this is giving me like hibachi table and like, that type of vibe.
Yeah.
Like, you can walk, or Italian, like, oh, there's your checkered and you got your your glass over the top and your roll-ups and everything. And it's like, we wanted Rhea to walk in and is it a bar? Is it not a bar? Because it's got that huge horseshoe bar in the
yeah.
middle of it.
that's the focal point.
Yeah. And it's like, so we definitely wanted, I hate to say bar vibe. We wanted that type of like environment where it's welcoming.
When you think of sitting at a bar to drink versus sitting at a bar to eat, to me, it's like 2 different experiences. And that's a place where I would comfortably dine at the bar.
Yeah, she's an elegant lady. There
Right?
you go. There
yeah.
it is.
So what does Rhea mean? How did that
Well,
transpire?
she's the mother of Zeus.
Really?
Yes. We came up with Seneca, and then we were trying to think, we're like, okay, well, what are we going to name it? Because we didn't want to name it, a noodle house, because that was kind of like, and we were going and we're going with the mythology and
Love
like
that.
the and everything. And, Seneca was like the philosopher and stuff. And that's segued into like Greek mythology. And then we learned about Rhea. And she's the mother of Zeus and she protected Zeus from not being murdered. And then he grew up to be like the God of all gods. Why wouldn't you want to name your restaurant after that?
Exactly.
And
I love
though
that.
everyone calls it Rhea, which I guess it's
Really?
spelled like Rhea. My dad even calls it
I feel like
Rhea,
this is
but-
one of the only restaurants I can pronounce.
Oh,
At least I've
like-
always said
I
Rhea.
don't we were like, no, this is her. Definitely, her name was Rhea, but it was spelled like that, and that's how we went with it.
I
So,
love it.
Yeah, so no rhyme or
That's so
reason to either
cool.
one of them, I guess.
Oh, well, you just gave
Besides
reason. That's great.
Besides just a Spain reason.
I love
but-
it. I
Yeah.
love it. I got to brush up on my mythology.
But I
Oh,
think that
ancient
adds
Greece
to
history.
the mystery too of like what is
What is
Rhea?
that?
What is
Yeah,
Rhea?
yeah.
What is Seneca? You
Yeah.
know, it's not like
Everyone's like,
you
is that
know.
your grandma's name? I'm like, no, it's not.
So cool. Oh, I love it. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to talk about or share or?
Thank you to all of our patrons, and we love Saratoga. We love being in this culture and this scene, and we hope to do it for many, many years.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you for
Congratulations
having
again
us.
on your
Thank you
award.
so much.
We are so happy that you guys are part of our Saratoga community. Thank you for being members of Discover Saratoga. I love what you do, and I think I'm going to go get some hangover noodles tonight.
Let's go.
I'm excited. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Please like, subscribe, rate, or review our show. Thank you.
This episode is sponsored by Julie & Co. This podcast is produced by Discover Saratoga and Bright-Sided Media.